Welcome to the Motherhood Alliance podcast, the podcast dedicated to empowering moms and families on their health and wellness journey. I'm Brittany Suttner.
And I'm Andrea Rankus. Together, we're here to explore holistic approaches that go beyond conventional medicine.
Each week, we dive into topics that matter most to you, everything from nutrition and mental health to alternative therapies and natural living.
We'll bring you the expert interviews, insightful discussions, and practical tips to make motherhood a little easier and help your family thrive.
Please keep in mind that this podcast is for informational and educational purposes only and is not intended to replace the advice, diagnosis, or treatment plans you have with your personal healthcare team. Please have a conversation with your trusted healthcare provider prior to making any changes or implementing any strategies or advice you learn from this podcast.
Whether you're a new mom navigating the early stages of parenthood or a seasoned pro looking for new ways to support your family's well-being, you're in the right place.
Here at the Motherhood Alliance podcast, we challenge the status quo, ask the tough questions, and offer a supportive community for moms who want to make an informed, holistic choice.
Thank you for joining us on this journey.
Let's get started. Hi, we are Britt and Drea from motherhoodalliance.com, and we are excited to welcome you to a new 4-episode series with Betsy Wischer, a board-certified nurse practitioner who is doing some really important and cool things in women's health in Northeast Wisconsin. Betsy has a background in labor, delivery, and the NICU, and now owns WishLane, where she focuses on supporting women through everything from hormone shifts to pelvic floor concerns, especially during perimenopause and menopause. What we love about Betsy is that she doesn't dismiss symptoms, minimize concerns, or tell someone that their symptoms or discomforts are just normal aging and that they have to live with it. If something feels off, she takes it seriously. Outside the clinic, Betsy is a mom of 2, she's married to her middle school sweetheart, and she loves unplugging through hunting, reading, crafting, building Legos, and more. We're excited for you to learn from Betsy. She is so fun, and you're going to love her in these episodes. Let's get started.
Hey everybody, welcome back. We are back here with Betsy, and I am just so excited that we have had these conversations with you the past 3 episodes. I'm excited to be talking about Andropause in this episode. We're talking about essentially male menopause. It's very interesting because I feel like nobody ever talks about this, especially guys.
They don't want to bring it up because then it's almost like something's wrong. It's not working, or they take it very personal. I mean, women do too.
Yeah.
But I think men, this is seen so much as not like a feminine issue.
I feel like it's like their identity almost.
Yes. There's a big stigma to it that like, I'm not a man if I have low testosterone.
Yeah.
And like, nobody said that. None of us are saying that.
Right. Nobody's saying that, but it's just it's like their identity.
Yeah.
Like to be able to do the things they need to do.
Yes.
Right. It's just like, if I can't do that, then who am I?
Yes. And maybe the same stigma that comes with like a vasectomy, that like somehow that changes like your manhood and stuff. And it's like, it doesn't, but
right.
But there's just that mentality around it.
Yeah.
A lot of men usually get brought in because of their wives.
Sure.
Which fair, because who better to identify the signs and symptoms? And usually it's a woman who started hormone therapy and now can identify it. Yeah, see it in her partner.
Yeah.
And a lot of guys, I think that their testosterone's fine.
Yeah.
Because, well, everything works functionally, so why would I have a problem?
Yeah.
I can tell you from all the men that we've had that have been tested, not one of them has come back in an optimal range for testosterone.
Oh, yeah.
Now, it runs the gamut. There have been some in the 200s up to the 600s. Optimal is 900 to 1100. Once we fall below that 800, now we have risks for heart disease, Alzheimer's, dementia, prostate cancer. So we are letting our men walk around with these potential health risks because we're not optimal.
So, I mean, just think of this. It's not just about testosterone or getting it up or anything like that. It's way more deeper than that. It's going to do all the things. So with andropause, what is actually happening hormonally for these men?
And are we just talking about testosterone only?
Yeah.
It's mostly testosterone. Some of hormones convert over, so testosterone will convert over to estrogen naturally, whether it's male or female. So there's always kind of like that balance that men tend to always hold a little bit more steady because their cycles aren't like ours where we fluctuate throughout the month. But as they get older, 30s, 40s, that testosterone level starts to decline. That's normal. That's aging. That's the process. But with that then also means that you're having less convert over to estrogen, which now estrogen is cardiac protective. So we want our men to have some. Do I want them to have too much? No. We don't want other side effects. But if I replace one, I should be checking the other to make sure that they're in balance with each other. And it's not just, erectile dysfunction or whether they can functionally do the bedroom activities. It's how's your sleep recovery? How's your muscles? Like, are you building muscle? When you go to the gym, are you recovering well? Chronic pain.
Oh, yeah.
So that was a big reason that I got my dad, my father-in-law, and my husband on it. So my husband's an iron worker, wearing the, harness, a lot of weight, shoulder problems, hip problems. Like, it's a back-breaking job. I don't want you to have chronic pain. Like, testosterone's a great pain hormone. So if I give you more of it, your body feels better because those cells now have that hormone to do the function better than they did when they were missing it or depleted. It's like try to do the job with only half the pieces. You're not going to do the job very well.
Yeah, you have some great perspective because I think, like I said, I think that a lot of people just think it's one thing, right? Testosterone or these hormones just affect one thing, but it's so much more.
It's all your systems. I mean, all your cells. It's the only thing anybody ever remembers from biology is mitochondria is powerhouse of the cell. Like that's what everybody. That's the one thing you remember
I even
from
see
biology.
the picture in my head.
Yes, and the cytoplasm and all the things.
Yeah.
If I need that hormone for that cell to do its job, and I take it away, I have all these cells that don't know what they're supposed to be doing, or they're kind of like half doing the job.
Right.
Because a piece is missing.
Right. Hormones are messengers.
Yes.
That's what it is.
And if you're low on it, sure there are. So for men or women, there's Clomid is a common prescription that can naturally increase your levels, but it can only increase so much. So that still might have you suboptimal of where you're going to feel really good. So it's always it's an option. We can try.
Yeah.
But then let's recheck labs then in a couple months, see where we rose to. Do we feel like our symptoms are better? And so that's something we do, at least at our office, is a symptom tracker.
Okay.
So mild, moderate, severe, or none. And they fill it out every time. Because we also forget how bad it was when we started. So then I can pull up today's versus when we started. I'm like, hey, this is where we're crushing it. This is where we're still failing or could do better. So now what do we do?
Right.
And looking at that full picture.
So how often what would a treatment plan, because we're talking to guys here, so they're just like, okay, I know there's a problem. I know that there's a fix. What do I do next? Like if they were to see you, they come see you. How often do they see you? If they take testosterone or anything else, what does that look like?
Starting off with labs.
Okay.
So I know where we're going. Got to know where we started to know where we're going. Then depending on what route, if they decide to do hormones, it varies depending on what hormone route. If we're doing pellets, there's a great advantage for dudes. You only get pellets twice a year.
Oh, okay.
So because I can give you so much more testosterone, I can't give that much to a woman. I will give her serious side effects if I give that much. But a man is meant to be higher, so I can give you so much higher, which means that it's going to take so much longer to break down. So 5-6 months of you being at your peak and then coming in, we do labs again then, and then we do the pellets again. If it's injectables, you can start them. You're going to do injections twice a week. 6 weeks, I'm going to check your labs. If it looks good, I'm going to check it at 3 months. If it's good, then we're going to check it in 6, and then just annually. So we start to space out. As long as we're not changing the dose, I don't need to check you as often.
Right.
But if I change anything, I'm going to check it again.
Right.
Because that is the due diligence. And can't harp on that enough of if you're getting lab work from your provider, at least for our office, when you come in and we discuss it, there's no charge for coming in and talking about your lab results.
Okay.
Ethically, if I pulled them, I feel like it's my due diligence to go over them and not just, hey, check your my chart and you see where it is. We're going to sit down together. I'm going to break down every single one and go over it, explain it, and then that's your copy. And then if you want to share it with your primary, great. If not, no big deal. But I want you to understand why we did these labs and what they mean and what we're going to do to intervene to get them better.
So, I mean, obviously you're talking about hormone therapy, but also we kind of alluded this in the last episode too. Like there's a lot of basic functional lab results like vitamin D and zinc and these kinds of things too. You address those issues as well and give recommendations on supplements and things like that if needed.
Yep. So we built out a whole care plan that breaks that down of what supplements we're going to recommend, what our treatment plan is. But I always say to our patients, you are the driver of the bus. I'm your navigation system. So you're not forced into any decision, any route. I just want to lay it all out for you so that you can make a well-informed, educated decision on what path you want to take. But it's always your choice.
Right.
You have the authority and the power in the room. I'm just here to help you get there.
How awesome would that be if you went into a PCP and heard that?
You probably would actually talk to them and share everything and all concerns versus thinking, ooh, how do I phrase this so they don't tell me that? Well, that's normal.
Yeah. Or
let me give you a med for that.
Yeah. Or no, because it's, insurance isn't going to cover that.
Yeah.
I actually want to back up a little bit here because we did talk about this with women, but for men, what is kind of the average age that this could start?
30s.
Okay, so similar to women.
Similar to women.
And what symptoms are they having?
So they're also having the low libido, the fatigue, muscle weakness. It can be erectile dysfunction, doesn't have to be, but they also get weight gain too. Now their weight gain is going to look a little different. Sometimes it can be chest and some kind, and their flanks or their sides, where women become more like it's apple versus pear. So we gain it around our hips and our midsection. Men tend to hold it in their upper. So like that, like I said, that chest or those flanks. And again, you're working out, you're in a calorie deficit, you're doing all the things. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Sleep apnea.
Oh, yeah.
Hormone therapy can help with sleep apnea. So again, it comes back to sleep. Like, how good are we sleeping? Or say you have a CPAP machine. You're already doing something for sleep apnea. But for some reason, your scores aren't great. You're still not sleeping good. Can't figure it out. They just keep changing your machine or upping meds or whatever. Could be hormones.
Interesting.
So I want to kind of, we had 3 separate episodes for women. Women are more complex when it comes to hormones and things like that. But for men, I do want to cover kind of some similar things. What are some things that men can be doing at home to help ease this before, if they're just not quite ready to do hormone replacement therapy? What are some things they can do at home to maybe keep their testosterone levels up? Is like certain types of workouts going to help with that? Certain types of nutrients, certain type of lifestyle things?
And so all the things that we already know to do better, right? Like, make sure you're getting good sleep. How do you do that? What's your sleep routine? Try to go to bed at the same time every day. Try to turn off your electronics an hour before you're going to bed, or turning on red light. So turn your screens on your phones to all red. I turn mine to grayscale. I'm like never on my phone because I hate it. It's ugly. It's gray.
Oh,
I'm not getting dopamine from it, so I left it at work. I forgot about it. Didn't think about it.
I like that. Turn it ugly so you don't want to look at it.
It's stupid little tricks. Eating clean. Try to eat as much organic, least processed, least ingredients as possible. Now, that's men and women. That's also very hard with the way the food is in America, trying to find that. Love Aldi's. Usually has the least amount of additives. It's clean. If you can invest with a friend on buying, half a cow or a quarter of a cow and having that meat in your freezer and accessible, less processed. Be active. Now, is there any certain type of workout? No, just a body in motion stays in motion. So get out there, whether that's lifting weights or going for walks or runs, whatever thing gets your heart pumping and going and gets you moving, do it. Do it consistently. Try to get exposure to the sun. I mean, we all know Wisconsin is hard for vitamin D and being in the sunlight. So that is one. Like, there's a few supplements everybody should be on. Fish oil, good multivitamin, probiotic, everything comes back to gut health, and vitamin D. Anybody north of the equator, we're D deficient. Like, we just are. To get enough sun exposure to not have low vitamin D, you'll get melanoma now.
Oh.
Like, it's not possible to just be outside and get it. So making sure, because that plays into anxiety and depression.
Yeah.
Also plays into hormones. So it's like making sure that you are eating good, you're staying active, you're doing at least the basic supplemental supports is going to help that longevity. If somebody, though, had an injury or trauma to testicles that might have impacted their testosterone, you might need to do it a little sooner, or you might need that intervention depending on what the problem is, because we're already working with less.
Sure.
So any of these symptoms, and for men as they're aging, the solution is bioidentical hormone replacement therapy for testosterone.
Yeah. Other than Clomid is the medication that can naturally, or I shouldn't say naturally rise it, but can increase it without replacing it. But realistically, for men, it's not, I don't want to say easier, but also harder. Because it's like you only have the one hormone. Where women, we're more difficult. We have multiple hormones that could play a factor. For men, it's like, it's kind of this one.
Are there any side effects that they should be aware of? Or, if they're, especially, I know you mentioned that the pellet, like, you can give a higher dose, which means that they only have to take it so often, which is definitely a great benefit. But are there any side effects or things that they should watch out for, or just be aware of taking a hormone replacement?
So that increase in water retention, because muscles are going to swell from testosterone. So men do get a little puffy and can be a little puffier than women because we give them so much. Let us know that. Like, this is where that feedback loop with your provider, keep them in the know, because there's stuff we can do for it. Usually it's a prescription, just to get the water weight off. If somebody's anti-prescription, no big deal. It will level itself out on its own. No big deal. Agitation, if levels go too high, which is also why we continuously do lab work, because we don't want to put you too high. We don't want any complications. Another one is on that lab work, your hematocrit, so your red blood cells, how many you have. It's a common side effect where it's called erythropoiesis, where you make too many. And so then you're at risk for blood clotting and they get a little sticky. But that's also why we track your labs.
Right. Easy
Fix. Say your hematocrit's high, go to Red Cross or the community center and donate red blood cells.
Oh,
that's
okay.
it. No big deal.
Right.
We take care of it, nip it in the butt. It's not an end all be all, but let us know. But that's also why we're doing labs and tracking. And we'll just tell you like, hey, you got to go donate. Donate before your next round, but then you're good. No big deal.
I've never heard of that before. That's a great solution. Yeah.
So
And you're helping.
I was going to say, you're 2 birds, 1 stone. That
Yeah.
like, hey, you feel better. You're helping the community. So there's a couple that are like regular donators because they know that like, hey, that's just how your body works.
That's just how he does it.
Yep,
Yeah.
it's going to do it. So you donate after every round. We do your pellets. You go do your donation. See you in 5-6 months.
What are some things that maybe a guy wouldn't necessarily notice about himself, but maybe his spouse would? Or I know in prior episodes we talked about like how can a guy help a woman when she's going through these different changes?
Oh, yeah.
How can women help men through this?
Try to have that open conversation of mood, agitation, depression, anxiety. I would say those are probably the big ones, or like ambition. Like I noticed with my husband that like he was gassed out at the end of the day. And it was, you work a very physical job. So like I understand, but man, we can't even get anything else done. Like can't get some help around the house or doing stuff with the kids. Like it's just dragging. It's really hard. That gets nipped in the butt. Like then it's even for myself of, oh, the last thing I want to do after work is run errands. Or the kid's like, oh, can we go to the park? And I'm like, I don't want to go to the park. I'm so tired.
Yeah.
And then I get hormones. I'm like, heck yeah, we want to go to the park? Cool. You want to go to Bay Beach? You want to go for a walk? You want to whatever? Like, let's go.
Energy.
Yes. Husband's the same way that he's like, okay, now what are we going to do? The weekends are packed with home projects getting done and activities with the kids. And the kids are happier because we're more present, because we can be, because we feel good and we're sleeping good. It just comes full circle.
I love that. I love that.
Well, you just mentioned something too, is that your husband is on hormone replacement therapy, but he also works a very hard job.
Yeah.
And so, we talked briefly about how many benefits there are beyond just like the sexual side of things
100%.
and all of that. And so do you have any other examples of people who have gone on hormone replacement therapy and have maybe noticed some differences? I just like to always hear stories of people that have had success through this where people can identify with other people.
I mean, that mental sharpness. I mean, that helped him at the job site too. Like, sure, he was on the job site first. I mean, he was project manager, so of course he's on the job first. But like the attention to detail and how methodical he could be on, looking at blueprints and planning out for the guys and being 5 steps ahead. And it wasn't mentally draining. Like it flowed. It was easier. For him too, he blew out his back in his early 20s and also has some shoulder issues where he will lose feeling and function if he's welding overhead and stuff. And I do trigger points, so pain injections, and I've been keeping him functional. Since starting the hormones, I haven't had to do those.
Really?
And he has his strength back, and he doesn't get weakness in that shoulder anymore. So like he's functionally better. So the reason I put my dad on it was chronic pain. My dad is a self-employed mason for 40 years. He's had 4 hip replacements, blown out shoulder, like the gamut. This man will be 66 this fall, still does masonry. And my mom called me within a few weeks after doing pellets, and she's like, he didn't do that old man waddle to the bathroom. That chronic pain, like he just can't. She's like, he just got up and walked.
Did he notice?
Oh, yeah. Like, he'll message me. He's like, I think it's time. I'm like, yeah, you're a little overdue. Oh, yeah, my parents are also not always compliant patients. And I'm like,
oh, well,
you're a little due. So
can we talk about parents not your parent,
Yeah.
Now it's kind of vice versa, right?
It is. Like, I'm the expert, but then also not the expert sometimes. So I'm like, take it with a grain of salt, do whatever you want. But if you'd like to feel better. So, and the cardiac benefits for him. So my dad also has extensive heart history, a pacemaker and MIs and all the things. And I know that I am giving him better protection cardiovascular wise by making sure his hormones stay at an optimal level so that his systems don't have to work as hard.
This is one question that would apply to both men and women is we've talked about the different methods of getting the hormones. So it could be the pellets, it could be injectables, it could be creams, things like that. But are there different brands of hormones? So like if somebody went to a functional wellness person when they lived in Arkansas and now they're up here, like are there different brands where if different providers are offering different types or are you getting the same thing in different places?
So there can be some high variability. So we use BioT as the brand. They're a very well-known hormone therapy company nationwide. Does help out then if people travel. We have some snowbirds, so they'll come to us. While it's summer, we'll do their pellets. We send their information back down to their clinic down in Florida or Alabama, wherever, so that they can continue their care. There is another company, not sharp on the name. It's becoming more common to talk about in like the provider discussion groups. Otherwise, too, like Smith Pharmacy can compound. So there are some clinics that will just do compounding with a local pharmacy. No bad way about doing it, no matter either way. The reason we picked BioT was for the training, the continuous education, but also the variability in dosing. So some can guarantee that their pellet is 7 to 10% variability. So that means if I give you 100 milligrams, it might be 93 milligrams actually. It might be 100 or it might be 107. So there's always some. They have a very low variability, which we like, because if I give you a dose, I want to know that it's as close to that dose as possible, because then you have consistency every time you get treatment. Why is it that one time it worked really well and one time it didn't? Well, if we have a high variability because of where we got the medication, it could be because of that. So there are multiple ways to get to the same end goal. A lot of times too, if it's creams or injectables, it is compounded in a pharmacy. So there might be variability about how they make it. So just know that's always kind of, I don't want to say like a bag of worms, but...
Was there anything specific people should be asking?
Yeah.
That's a hard one, because it's, if you're not feeling great after starting, ask more questions about how it's compound, especially with injectables, because there's different compounds or ingredients that they can put in it of how they make it. So it might just need a different change up. I know great examples for like IVF, when doing progesterone, it can be in seed oil or another one. A lot of women don't know that there's more than one option.
Oh, yeah.
So then they end up with the welts and super itchy spots from doing the progesterone shots. And it's like, you're actually allergic to the seed oil, not the progesterone. So you just,
that's like this is just deeper,
right?
You just
nobody told you that. So why would you ask for a different way of making it?
Nobody's going to assume. No. I mean, you have enough to think about with any of this stuff. So why would you be asking about
what kind of oil is in it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, same with your vaccines. Like for like flu shots, like preservative free. My husband wouldn't get it because he's like, I get sick every year and I just have a reaction. I'm like, ask for a preservative free one time. No problems. But why would you think that? Nobody told you that.
Why are there
Nobody knows
preservatives
there's
in the
options.
first place if there's a preservative-free one?
Shelf life.
Whole new conversation.
Yeah.
So, okay, these are great episodes, all 4 of them. I really appreciate you sharing your expertise here.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
And I think for men, we all age.
Yeah.
We all age. We're all going to be going through something. And so why not just open up the conversations?
Well, and what's it hurt just to do some labs? Just find out. Just take a peek. Pull the curtain back. Get some more details. Just know where you're starting. Because I'll say too, like, sure, you're going to sleep better. You have more energy, ambition. I will also say that for me and my spouse, it's almost like going back to being 16. That bonding hormone, and like anybody who's been married for several years knows that over time you just get annoyed by your spouse. Things that used to be funny and whatever, like, oh my gosh, it just annoys me. I don't have that anymore. Like, I truly just enjoy spending time together, and it's put the marriage on a whole new level of just like bonding and enjoying our time and functioning and hitting the same rhythm together. It's really nice when both people are on that same plane.
Yeah.
And so it's like, it's not just, like you said, about function or sexual health. It's that feel-good hormone, that bonding time, and just having everything fire off and connect. And it's easy again.
Renewing hope that they're,
saving marriages one pellet at a time.
Yeah, no kidding. Saving
your
hearts,
tagline.
saving everything. Yes. Yes.
All right. Well, we do love at the end of a series to ask, what is the future of your business? What's the future of WishLane?
I feel like that's a trick question. I don't even know.
I didn't even prepare you for it.
No,
I know. We usually don't.
I see us expanding and growing and adding to our team so that we can just help more people and continuing to be advocates for like women's health and functional wellness, that there's more options. There's people that have the knowledge and the training, and we just want to help. And that's always our goal, is to just keep helping and being a part of the community. So wherever that ends up leading us is going to be worth it.
Cool. Thanks for your time, Betsy. We really enjoyed these.
Loved it.
If you enjoyed this episode, would you consider leaving a rating or review or sharing it directly with a friend who could benefit from the information? We know that you're a busy mom or caregiver, and our goal is to make your life easier by bringing tips and tricks directly from experts into your earbuds. By sharing this episode with someone you love, you can play a critical role in helping to make their life easier as well. We appreciate your time, and thank you for being a part of the Motherhood Alliance family.